How's everyone doing? Everyone doing good?
Well, crypto-wise, sure. Market's volatile right now, a lot of ups and downs. So as much as you could, depends on what everybody's doing. If you're into derivatives, short trading, long trading, then I don't know, maybe better than I am because I'm not touching that. But yeah,
Hmm,
I'll say otherwise. And again, I'm not a big technical
sorry.
analyst, but I'm seeing some good movement in the chart. So I can only hope that things are going to pick up quite nicely.
Yeah, sorry, I just got distracted for a short moment. Yeah, you don't know, you're right. It's very volatile at the moment. It's the weekend. It seems to have a pattern. Monday, will go up again.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Anyway,
Plus, I mean, depends again. And I'll keep saying this. Everybody who's asking me, money comes, money goes. Depends on where you're at with your investments. So yeah, you just need to speculate at the proper moment. I'll say.
hmm, sure. Agree with you. I see a lot of familiar faces here. Hi, everyone. A lot of familiar faces down here. And some came from the previous AMA too. Oh, thanks guys for showing support. This means so much. I know it's must be tiring to hear me the whole day. Whole night.
I
Joey,
would
don't
say it's
forget
more
to drink
big
more
for you.
water, Joey.
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, please excuse me. Thanks for reminding.
Okay. Well, we're close to the 5 minute mark after the time, which was well spent getting to know each other. If you're okay, we can definitely start. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure. No problem. For sure. Sorry.
Okay, so I'll just introduce myself as I'm Alex, one of the Phoenix Holdings moderators slash AMA hosts when needed for sure. So yeah, that's me. If you could give us a brief introduction of yourself, and we'll go into that path.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Thanks, Alex. I think this is the first time I've spoken to you for sure, whether it's in chat or in video, voice. So, hi, Phoenix family. I think to most, not most, to some of you, I probably am not a stranger unless if you forgot me. But hey, I really missed you guys. I do pop in once in a while. So a little bit about myself for those who don't know me. I have 10 years of corporate experience in finance, well, basically credit card company plus IT industry. So I have done things like fraud prevention, project management, business risk management. Sorry, just been talking so much, I just can't even catch myself anymore. Business relationship management, um, a lot of it under management, project management, and stuff like that. So, wide range of stuff. In terms of crypto, I've been involved in crypto ever since 2009. Um, I was, I'm a heavy MMORPG gamer. Well, I should say. I stopped MMORPG for a long time. So I started mining Bitcoin from there on. Back then, it was a huge thing for the community in some of the games. At least I would say that it really did sprouted from there after 4chan for sure. Um, I stopped for a little bit. Later on, went back, continue with Ethereum and XRP back in 2017. Um, that I was just trading, investing, and everything along those lines. Last year, I was really lucky to be able to partner up with two other friends in creating a project called BNB Cash. If you guys know BNB Cash, I actually work on this since last year, May. up to October. I left in October. Then, obviously started OG, but I started it in November. So that's a brief introduction about myself. I hope it's enough for you guys to understand who I am.
It's definitely enough for me, and thanks for actually jumping into. This is my way of asking questions. I mean, ideally, I want to present you to the community, who you are, what's your experience, and how did you get into crypto, and you managed to actually encompass everything into one. That's the first that I'm seeing this. And I was actually an investor in BNB Cash. Thanks for that. That was a great project, actually, as far as I can remember it.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm on an AMA tour now, so kind of got the answers at the back of my pocket.
I would say, and again, I'm not a project developer or a founder, but I would say that AMAs are actually the best way in raising awareness, pre-launch, post-launch. Aside for your typical, let's say, marketing strategies, AMAs are the way of you as a developer slash founder coming together and explaining to us in simple terms or more complex, depends on the level. You're basically stating, this is what we do, this is what we're bringing you forward. I mean, we're not just asking for your money, because no dev actually does that, or project. We're explaining to you what would you get if you would choose to invest in us. And I just love it. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward from an AMA, an open discussion. And so far I'm feeling a good vibe in regards to this token that I'm looking forward to be introduced towards.
Thanks. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Now, you said you have a lot of experience in crypto. I mean, back 2009, I wish I knew about crypto back then. But what are your roles? I mean, what do you do for OG? How would you describe your role for this token?
Yeah, sure. So I guess most of the time I'm mostly, back in BNB Cash, and even some projects that I do help out. I think a lot of people think that I am the chief marketing officer. Not really. I'm the chief operating officer most of the time. I run operations, I execute things, I make things happen. Basically, I make business deals happen. I project things, I analyze risk. I line things up, I schedule, I manage. So a lot of management still within my forte in the corporate industry. So that doesn't stay too far in OG. I have a partner. He is actually fixing some stuff at the background for the pre-sale, so he's not able to join. He has been in every session except for earlier session and today, because we're really near to pre-sale. We want to get everything up perfect. So basically, I take care of business risk management for OG. Business relationship management, basically sourcing for partnership, making things, getting strategic partners, finding out what they want, what they like, finance right now, since it's something that I really like to do. Marketing strategy, that's me. Let's think, what else do I do? Quite a few things, but most towards management. So I arrange for logistics, and all that kind of stuff. I deal with the lawyer. I deal with the authorities for anything related to the company that we have. Whereas for Jawad, he takes care of everything tech related, from the contract to our platform. He's also into creative side, so he develops all the every graphic that we have. We made it ourselves. We didn't pay anyone to do it. He did it, not we. I don't want to claim his credit. I can't design. So he's really the creative director. He takes care of everything from that perspective. He takes care of a lot of logistics. So we do a lot of these things, and there's only 2 core team members. We do outsource what we do to a development company, because the platform that we do want to establish is a bit complicated. You typically need about 10 to 12 person in full stack development, everything, everything, the full stack development plus UI, UX designers, for 4 months. So it's not feasible in terms of budget for us to have someone in-house and do that for months without any income. Though we do have like a huge amount of investment back in November by angel investors, like two angel investors, but doesn't mean that we're gonna blow away the budget. So we did outsource. Core team member, there's two of us, and that's what I do.
Well, I mean, wow. At this point in time, I should have asked my question, what don't you do, rather than what do you do?
I don't draw. I can do a lot of things actually. It's just I guess we try our very best as a startup, right? We are not a big establishment or a big multinational company that has unlimited funds or revenue to support what we do. So a lot of these things we have to play it smart. We have to be able to plan it well. We have to be able to be careful what we do. So, for example, whatever that we're doing, it actually took us some long time to get there. We started the project in November. Development has already started back then. We founded the company in December. A lot of planning, a lot of work has come to today. In 2 days, the pre-sale for sure. But it's not just like a day's journey or anything along those lines. Basically, it's a lot of planning, a lot of work. So a lot of people are involved. Of course, we do outsource a lot of things. Being a startup, that's a better strategy. But yeah, we try to do whatever we can where we feel we will be able to contribute our skills to for the company.
So, and this is just out of the, I'll say, 10 minutes of discussion. I think you're quite a duo here. I mean, you complement each other within the work. So yeah, I can see this as a successful partnership, and it makes sense. It only makes sense to outsource some of the work. I'll just stick to it is what it is. So you have to do it. At some point in time, either for you or your partner, it will get exhausting if it hasn't already, which I imagine it did. But it's a sacrifice that you're willing to make because you're thinking about the long term, the rewards, the big picture. Yeah, I kind of see what you're. But let me ask you one thing. I don't typically do this, but since you mentioned all of the work that you guys do, how about the contract? Was the smart contract an in-house job, let's say, or was that an external job?
So the smart contract itself, it's a combination of in-house plus external, because we do have quite a few things over there that we want to do at the background with the contract to make it a bit lighter. And we want to be able to be careful with the contract because we don't want any issues with it for sure. So we've involved a lot of people in developing that contract. If anything, I think by now it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 person and one company. So 7 different companies from external. We have an independent audit out of like audit agencies that you already know. We have people looking through the contract, fixing everything that we can. But when it comes to contract and the logic that in the code, it's not always, you can write it in the perfect way, but sometimes when you have A, B, C, and they're written perfectly well, but when added together, somehow one of the things don't work. So I guess one learning for us is, yes, good to have a lot of help, good to be able to source people to help, but maybe not always that we need to have too many people as well. So yeah, it's a combination of in-house plus external. We have audited our contract already. We have received the report back. Everything looks good. We have passed it with solid proof. We wanted to do it with Certic as well, but they have a huge backlog. We will not be able to get it before pre-sale, so we dropped it for now and see if we really need it later on. It's just a combo of in-house and external.
Okay, thanks for that. And you actually answered the audit part. Now, one more thing in regards to the audit, is this publicly shared somewhere in your Telegram or website for the people to review it?
Yes, it's already in our announcement channel and pinned in our main Telegram group as well. So it's also on Solid Proof's GitHub. I think they are blasting out the social media part soon. I need to check with them.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I knew about the about the audit. I think I actually glanced through it right before the EMA started, just to see the scores and the points. I like to do my due diligence a bit. Not that I've had failed contracts, but sometimes it happens where we're in a space where you can expect even a fully audited contract to have some errors, but that's not really, and people don't understand that many times. It's not really related to the contract itself, but to the launch pad that you're applying the contract to. I've seen great projects that actually failed, not failed as a project, failed as a launch strictly because of the launch pad. Hopefully it's not the case. I've seen a lot of reports on the launch pads. I follow them daily. Hopefully things will pick up. But yeah, that you answer my audit, and I did see it in your channel. So as much as I could figure, it's all good, top notch stuff so far. Now, most of the people here would be wondering, okay, so you guys are talking about an audit, about solid proof. What is the project that you're talking about? So what is OG? How would you introduce us to the project? Not imagine, actually, I'm a potential investor. Drag me into the OG world.
Yeah, sure. So I think this is where I probably will be talking for a long time. Sorry if you guys feel that it's a bit boring. Just stop me anywhere where you feel like it. So how OG really came about is because we noticed that there is a gap in the market when it comes to crypto marketing that's affecting three main groups. We're talking about crypto project owners, we're talking about marketers or service providers themselves, and the crypto investors. So what is the problem that we realized? I think everyone here by now must have seen things like, hi, sir, do you need a marketing proposal? I have a proposal for you. This is probably like the main thing that you will see in every project. And it's definitely an issue. It just proves that there is no right avenue for the freelancers to go to get to projects. That's number one. Number two, a lot of projects owners have been scammed multiple times by walk-in marketers. I'm not saying all of them are scam. I'm just saying the scammers are taking opportunity to, disguise themselves as one of the marketer to ruin the business. We can't blame the marketers themselves for knocking door to door as well, because if I have a business and I want to be able to make money, I gotta be able to make it, even if it means that I have to go knocking door to door. And that's what they're doing, right? But it's very hard for any project owners to actually take anyone seriously, because either they are scammers, like a lot of scammers that are disguising themselves as marketers, or a lot of spam and whatnot. So there is a heavy distrust in this space, not just in rug projects where investors themselves get into. So we're talking about crypto project owners and people who provide services. Now, crypto investors as well, I think so many times, I have gone into projects because I'm an investor myself. I've seen so many people asking the question, things like, oh, when are you doing marketing? Why is there no marketing? What's happening? Why are you not doing anything? And trust me, a lot of these project owners are actually paying money in the background to make things happen. But it could be that it's not effective. It could be that they've paid people who are inefficient. It could be that they've been scammed. And a lot of this is a serious problem in the industry, and it's affecting projects a lot. They throw in a lot of money. I would say like more than 50% of the budget easily goes to marketing. Whether it's effective or not, that's another question. But is it being done right now? I would say a lot of projects actually do. Otherwise, a lot of people wouldn't be in front of the project.
Plus,
so why am I bringing up all this? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the expectations these days, just this is in addition maybe to what you were saying, that people are expecting a lot of marketing up front. Okay, let's face it, and I'm sure everybody has seen this. You have a great project, a great concept. If you're doing 80% of your so-called marketing or effective marketing up front, you're launching the project. What else are you going to do afterwards, since all of your power was invested before before people saw your token? And that's where the real marketing needs to step in, but you don't have any. So the expectations are not realistic from my point of view, because we as investors, I'm going to put myself into the whole bucket here, we're expecting everything to be done upfront. Of course, it would be great if I were to know OG Token has this guy signed on and this partnership and everything, I would invest. Okay, but what does it leave you with? Because you already gave me everything that I wanted to know. So what then? Can you surprise me by telling me after the token what I already know? No. So we as investors, we're not actually setting our expectations realistically. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, sorry to step in. Just wanted to throw that out.
That's fine. No, I appreciate your sentiments. It gives me a break as well. Well, I do appreciate what you say because it really supports my conversation that's coming next. Why we're different? Why should you buy the token itself? So with all these problems in the space, that's when we created the project for OG, organic growth. This is the I can't get the camera right all the time. OG, see the logo, organic growth. So the whole idea of the project is to be able to solve all these issues that are currently in the market, right? We have a lot of different ways to solve it. I think for me to be able to go through it, it'll be way too long. But essentially, there's a lot of utility that helps solve this. Like, for example, there's escrow feature on the platform. People can hire for services. They can advertise themselves differently through banner ads, through leaderboard spots, through articles, through our internal services. They can apply for a grant where we give them money and marketing assistance, things like that. So essentially, the project will be full of utility. OG token will be widely used in those circumstances. So it's not just the platform has this, but we will heavily depend on the token. So as an investor, what's in it for you, right? Because right now you're hearing like, sure, yeah, I know there's such problem and whatnot, but why would I buy the token? Doesn't seem like it's for me. I'm not your target audience, so why are you talking to me? No, it's not true. So the platform, I mentioned earlier that, it affects 3 different groups of people. It affects crypto project owners, marketers themselves, and the investors. So the platform itself will allow you to be able to find projects there, to see how much marketing budget that they have spent on the platform, what are the tasks that they have spent on as well. It also helps you to help projects. Sometimes, there's a lot of community members that are very helpful. They find the project, find resources up front. You can use OG easily and provide a solution to them. But you can also look for the platform for you to invest, right? So that's one other thing. But the token itself, right, while you're doing nothing, the token feeds you with reflection. It's really high amount of reflection. We're talking about 4% each way, on both buy and sell text. And as the transactions go, as the trade volume go, the utility runs. We also have burn mechanism on in there. So how does it work? We buy back 2% of the taxes both ways. We use it to buy back tokens. Every single token that we buy back, we will burn them. So we say goodbye to them. So everything that you're holding becomes much more valuable as people start trading day to day on the platform, on the services that they need. So if you ask me, what's in it for the holders, the DeFi value really is huge, because when utilities do run, when taxes do run, as it goes down, you can imagine in a couple of months or a year, if this goes really well, just sitting there doing nothing, how much would that earn you, as opposed to a staking mechanism, so to speak, because the reflection is high. So I hope I sold that well. Alex been quiet.
I don't like to interrupt people when they're talking, especially I'm feeling a passion that I've rarely seen within the space. Again, I don't want to say that the other AMAs that I've seen where people were not passionate, but it's something authentic here. And I want to just add something for the community here. If you guys are interested, just take a look at it's not white paper, it's red paper, because this is the best stuff I've seen in, I'll say, over 6 months. I've never read anything this extensive. It encompasses so many detail of information at all levels. You don't need to be a pro to understand it, which is, it doesn't get more user friendly than this. But yeah, it's very extensive. It's very well written. And I have to ask, who did the majority or all of the work? Was this an outsourcing? Was this, I don't know. I wish I could write something like this.
Thank you so much. You put a big smile on my face that you did go through the red paper, and I promise you that it's something that I'm so proud of because it started off in paper. I wrote every word of it from head to toe. The disclaimer, no, obviously the disclaimer I did not write. I have to work with the lawyer to come with the disclaimer because it's legal. But apart from the disclaimer, everything else I wrote every word of it. So if there's grammatical error, if I did not proofread it, sorry. The design itself is done by Jawad, so you can see how talented he is. If it's me, I'll just probably put it in a Word document, save it as PDF. Here you go. No design, nothing. But he went above and beyond. He made it really, really beautiful. So the way I wrote the red paper really is to make sure that people understand what is the problem that we see, what are we trying to solve, to give good example and things that people can relate to. So I know it's a bit heavy. The content is really a lot, but really we have a lot of utilities that's going on, quite a number of things that we're trying to solve. So it's not going to be settled by just a few pages, I would say. I hope that you guys would take some time to read it. It will answer a lot of questions that you have in your mind. And even if it doesn't, with that, I hope that I'll be able to help you out with any clarification that you need from the red paper. Yeah, we call it red paper because of our brand, red. We chose red. We also wrote why we chose red in the red paper, actually, because of the red represents passion and energy. We want that to be our brand. Because in the end, we're talking about project growth, organic growth. We're talking about project growth. We need a lot of energy. We need a lot of passion. We need to be sincere in what we do, and red best represent that. We literally went to look for color psychology before looking at, choosing the design of the logo. Jawad made this. So he wanted it we wanted it really easy for people to remember with a really striking color, so that everywhere you see, it will be easy for you to absorb. The name itself as well, we really gave thoughts to it. We wanted a name that is both fun, rugged, and professional. So OG in rap term, as you guys know, it stands for original gangster. But for us, we call ourselves organic growth. We want to be able to relate to our brand, but at the same time, we want to be the real OGs. So it's a fun name pun, I would say. I strayed away from the red paper. Sorry, I talk a lot.
No. As I've said, I don't like to interrupt people, and you have this passion where I'll be honest with you, the issue just flows. I mean, I don't even have to step in. I'm looking at my questions because I did try to write down some questions, and then you start talking. You cover 3 of them. I'm a bit lost, and I'm thinking, wait, where was I? Already. Yeah.
Maybe I should ask you a question. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was actually thinking, what could you ask me so that I can surprise you?
Okay, let's try this. I like this. That gives me a break. I used to do this a lot in my training classes. To resolve trust issue on the website, because we talk about scam, we talk about how many times project owners have been scammed. How is OG ensuring that scam can be reduced on our platform? Did I catch you? I reversed the AMA.
Okay, it seems we're gonna close early this AMA. I have no idea the answer, so I don't want to make fun of myself. Yeah, you got me. But since you asked the question,
anyone from the crowd?
Yeah, I wanted to say we're gonna extend this to the crowd. If you guys know, don't be shy. Your AMA is gonna digress into another path because I don't know the answer.
Yeah, actually, I would like to see if anyone here could be able to answer that, because I saw quite a few names who have been following the AMA from past few tour
What
that
was,
we
what was
had.
the
So you
question?
guys
Can
should
you
be
repeat
able
that?
to answer it.
Can you repeat the question?
What
Sorry.
was the question? For sure. So how so scam is a big issue in the space that we've mentioned as a problem. How is OG trying to solve it on its platform?
You're doing it by having a trusted company that will be offering marketing services, having also some kind of tier system to be able to tell or give a rank to to different people that offer services on BSC, right? Either if they are maybe promoters, or if they are what is it called? If they are marketers, and you're gonna have different levels, ones that are gonna be promoting and ones that are just gonna be open for everyone, right? Goes something around that. Not quite of a
Who's
good
that
answer.
just now? No, you're good. Sorry, just someone just kind of distracted me with a weird sound just now. I think I'm not sure what that was. I didn't know who that was. But anyway, you got quite a few points, right, about rating system, about comments and whatnot. You're quite on point with a lot of it for sure. If I may add on another thing for sure that I think many projects or many platforms that do not have, especially when it comes to crypto, is our escrow system. So for people who don't understand what escrow system is, basically you make a deposit of a payment. So for example, if let's say right now Alex wants to hire me to design his logo, just don't hire me for that. I'm terrible with drawing. But let's say he wants to hire me for logo, but he doesn't know me, right? And he has money, but he doesn't want to pay me up front because what if I don't do the job? So in OG platform, what we have, the escrow system, is that Alex is gonna deposit the money into the escrow, depending on whatever our agreement is. I will be able to see that he has deposited an amount of money, but it doesn't come to me. It doesn't leave Alex's wallet as well. It gets locked within his wallet. What happens is I can go away freely and say, okay, you know what? This person might not be KYC'd or whatever, but which is not something that we recommend for sure, but I'm just saying if that happens, escrow system will be able to tackle that because I can walk away happy as a marketer and say, okay, this person has money, I'm going to do the job. As for the project owner themselves, they'll be rest assured, right? Like I don't have to pay first. I will be able to receive the product, okay? And then once I'm happy with it, I release the payment. So we also act as a middle person for dispute management on certain things. For example, if there's no late delivery of whatever that they say they will do or non-delivery, there are limited categories right now in dispute. We don't measure quality, we don't measure effectiveness. That's just not something that we are able to put our fingers on. But yeah, the escrow feature is on top of the rating, the comment system that you mentioned earlier in the KYC. So that would be one of the biggest things, I would say.
That was similar to what Binance does when you're gonna do a P2P payment, right? Like if you're gonna sell a cryptocurrency through an exchange and you're gonna do it in a peer-to-peer system, you deposit the BNB, and then once you receive the money, Binance or whatever releases the money for the other one or the cryptocurrency. So yeah, I didn't catch that on the previous AMA, and that's pretty awesome. Cool.
No worries. Thank you so much for following through the AMA tour. Really appreciate it. Really do appreciate it because it's a long amount of time. Thank you so much.
I'm doing this tour with you. I'm following you. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this being said, I just want to know, Joey, would you be okay if we were to kind of open the floor for questions from the people? I have mine written, so in case they're shy, we can cooperate and ask them. I see some of the questions already in chat, but please, if you're okay, I'm gonna open the floor. Guys, step in, ask your questions in voice chat. If not, I'll read them from the chat for you.
Alex, do you mind if I go ahead now that I was just talking? Can I ask a question? It's just can I, or should I give chance to someone else?
You are the first. The floor is yours. Dazzle us.
All right. So, Joey, like, can you mention a little bit about the KPIs, the key performance indicators that are going to be taken into account when giving different ranking to the different sections that you have, and if you test any of those models, have you done any testing on those rankings, and how do you picture that is going to work, or you guys are going to just adjust, as it goes, or how is the execution plan basically is going to be?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So at this very moment, the main KPI for us when we look into that, if anything on the dashboard, would be the amount that they earn through the website, or the amount that they spend, and the total amount of jobs. So these two things would really prove the productivity, their productivity on the website, like how productive they are as a freelancer, or how active they are as an employer. So these two things are definitely something that we want to keep a close eye on, because we want to be able to see how much growth or how much average jobs that projects need or freelancers can provide. So I would say in the starting stages, these are the two things that we really look at. Internally, though, our own KPI would be more towards numbers, quantity, and also number of partners. So I'm not sure when you mention about KPI, are you talking about internal KPI or external KPI, or expectations, which part? I hope I've answered some of it. If I'm not, let me know so that I can share a bit more.
For example, if you have, I'm talking about external KPIs. If you have a project and I come and I hire, let's say, an influencer or a marketer, I may be happy with the results that he provided to me, but how is the measure? Like, for example, are you guys gonna look into what the market cap was before the influencer, posted, and how many buyers came in, and like, for example, let's say Scriptorizer is an influencer, and when he posts, you get a lot of volume, but those are small purchases. And maybe when Joey posts, you get not so many volume, but you get big buys, and so you have influencers that target different audiences, and you can somehow show that into your platform, so other projects, they can pick up different influencers or different marketers depending on what they're looking in that specific moment. That's basically what I'm talking about, if it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. I think your question is very, very valid, but it's not towards us, I would say, because the thing is that this is more towards peer-to-peer. We are the middle person when it comes to certain resolution only. So when it comes to effectiveness or measurement of the marketing, it's not up to us. That's really up to their rating that they would decide. For us, what is really important that there would be an average rating system as opposed to how many ratings have been made, because that would determine quality. We will look at the feedback that the customers will provide, because we do plan on our own VOC system, our own voice of customer services, our own analysis. I developed policies like that in the past, and that's something that I do want to look at in terms of customer satisfaction. But when it comes to like measurement of marketing, that's definitely not something that we do, because it's, we don't control the marketer themselves, we don't control the projects. But what we can control is the rating. Not control, what we can look at is the rating. If it goes below certain level, it might become a red flag for us when we pilot it out. And potentially, in future, we may have measures such as who to blacklist, how many stars to blacklist, how many minimum must you have to maintain your status or to maintain on the platform, for example. But at this very moment, we don't have the facts, we don't have the figure, because it's just an industry that is not used just yet. There's a lot of freelance platforms. They do a lot of different things. They cover a lot of areas. But for us, we're very, very niche. We really just want to target crypto marketing or anything that helps project grow. So the parameters are really different. We really have to see what's going to happen from there. But are we going to look at effectiveness of the chart, like how much have they marketed or what they have done? No, that's not an evaluation that we will do. We'll look at the ratings that they do receive and the feedback that they will give to us in each service.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's clear for me. Thank you.
Sure. No worries.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks as well for the questions and answers as well, Joey. I reckon you must be tired, so I'll try to make
No worries.
I see a lot of questions in the chat.
It's okay. It's good. It's good. It's good.
So I'll start with Float. He was the first one, and he wants to know. Basically, there are already other projects offering many of your platform services, like escrow and so on and so forth. What makes you stand out, and how do you handle disagreements of the two entities? For example, the person who delivers versus the person who receives the booked service.
Yeah, sure. So what makes us different? I think, like you mentioned, we do quite a few things, and we could be doing one thing that has competitor with this. When we do this, we have a competitor with that. I think that's where the main focus is, isn't it? We do a lot of things and we encompass into one. So it becomes like a one-stop shop almost for every crypto marketing there is, because it's not just a platform that we're offering. We also have our own services that we will provide. We also give projects money who are eligible, like criteria that they will have, like a good chunk of money, as well as a marketing assistance. I don't believe many platforms, especially when it comes to workplace platform or workflow platform, whatever along those lines, that they provide services or help like this. So obviously, it's not easy to achieve there. We need manpower. We need things to make it happen. So I would say, I'm so sorry. I blanked out again. It keeps happening to me whenever I speak. Can someone just remind me what were we talking about? I have ADHD. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it really slips my mind and I just forget about everything that's happening. Like, I don't even remember what time is it now. Okay.
No worries, Joey. I'll go back into it. So basically, we were talking about the differences between you and your competitors that offer, some of your platform services. And I think at some point you were about to digress with your answer towards the second question. And the second question basically was, how do you handle the disagreements between the two entities? The person who delivers versus the person who receives the book service.
Yeah. Thank you so much for reminding me of the question. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. No excuses from my end. So dispute resolution, I think, is the thing that they are looking for. So we will have a strict policy on dispute resolution, on how we become the middleman, how they can trigger that function, or how we can step in to help them. For now, we're not looking at quality of delivery. We're looking at two things, mainly late delivery and non-delivery. So this is international. There's a lot of ISO codes that fall around dispute, and these are the two main things that happens globally around the world. And for something as niche as crypto marketing, to be very frank, there's a lot of things that we need to be able to see and feel before we think that will we be able to cover that in our dispute resolution. But one thing for sure that we do want to mitigate is the non-delivery or late delivery. So these are the biggest problem right now in the space. We want to be able to solve that immediately. Later on, of course, as the time goes, we will keep taking feedback from people to understand what is the requirement, how we can improve. And also the questions, the queries that do come in on the requirement. Do we need to have a certain policy on this? How are we going to establish a policy on this? What's the right judgment from legal standpoint? Is it correct? So for now, 100% for sure is non-delivery and late delivery. More than that is work in progress.
Awesome. Also, the third question, but I think this one kind of answered itself. The third question was, are your services free of charge?
So it depends on what services that you're talking about, right? Because we have quite a few things. So if the employers or crypto project owners themselves, they want to use the platform, basically if they use OG token, there's no fees. They just have to buy the token. That's it, right? They can use it. As a freelancer, if they use OG token, their commission fee is really, really low. A lot of platforms, they charge 20% or 10% if you make like $15,000 and above. We're talking about a lot of different sites. I don't want to name them. But it's really high. So for us, it's really low, like 1 to 5%. And also our monthly subscription fee is low. A lot of this workplace platform or workflow platform or freelance platform, they also actually they have very tricky structure for a freelancer. Sometimes you have to buy credits to post certain things or to accept certain jobs on top of your monthly fee, on top of your commission fee. So it's quite crazy. We make it quite easy for them in terms of the fee structure. I lost my words for a little bit. We're talking about fee structure. We're talking about the token, about 0% fee. I'm so sorry. I forgot again what it was. My apologies. I'm really, really sorry. Where is it, the question? Let me just read through so that I will not make you repeat. My bad. I'll just go through here.
It's okay because I have it in front of me. The question was in regards to the service and if it's free of charge or not.
No, it's not free of charge. So yeah, because there's this part that's freelance platform that's not free of charge. And then there is also OG services. So OG services itself is basically services that we provide from our end. So it can be anything from consultancy to AMA services like what you guys are doing, or promotion services on Telegram and whatnot. It can be paid, it can be free. So it depends. So it depends on the project, what they do, what help they need, and what's their application like, or what's their intention in the space. So I wouldn't say everything is 100% paid, but I wouldn't say everything is 100% free because, while we want to be able to grow the space, we also need some form of income to be able to sustain the company of expansion of manpower to make things happen. So not everything will be free, but not everything will be charged, if that makes sense. So it depends on which one you're talking about very specifically, yeah.
Okay, and it makes sense in the end. I mean, the project can only be sustainable throughout its rewards, if I may. So yeah, payment should be asked, no matter what tokenomics you're looking into. I'll go ahead here with the question, actually with the series of questions from Urufman, and he states this is very nice. How will you compete with other platforms with the same idea? Example given is Fiverr.
Yeah, so the first thing earlier I mentioned, right, like Fiverr or even any freelance platform, they do one thing. They just connect people and from one space to another. They have all this other thing, but we have leaderboards where people can view other projects. We have, places where if you go to like on our website, you will be able to click on profile to see how much people have spent on marketing itself. Basically, all these freelance platform, they are very, very big. They have a lot of categories. They don't target, they don't have focus. It's completely different. They don't accept crypto as well. For us, it's purely crypto, and we really heavily focus on our own crypto to push that utility, to give the edge. So honestly, it's very, very different market in the beginning, I would say. What they do is a lot. What we can take away is some. I know that there's a lot of NFT designers, developers, and whatnot on Fiverr right now. I'm not going to deny that, or Upwork. But essentially, people who work there, they are not accepting crypto at the moment. They're not receiving crypto, although they're working in the crypto industry. So the relevance is just not there. So I do think that we have an edge right now, but that doesn't mean that will give us an edge in the long term. So what would really make us stand out would be, everything that we look at in terms of services, the things that we provide. We have articles on the website that we can do interviews with people and write an article out, have them posted out like a press release. We can have leaderboard sites, like I said, like your coin listing places, but we have it in one place. Everything is in like one-stop platform. So you don't have to go multiple places, whereas, all these other freelance platform is only doing one thing, which is to find and hire somebody. But for us, it can be utilized by even the crypto investors themselves. So that's cool.
Understood. And I'll go straight into his third question. And this is, how should I say, unfortunately, this comes with the current market conditions, and you'll understand in a second. His question is, how will you tackle the pre-sale dump? Should it be the case? Most of the time people dump on a 1.5x or even 2x. So what will your approach be? And yeah, this is a trend lately, which, yeah, I'll just let you answer.
No problem. No problem. So I guess when it comes to taking care of pre-sale, there's a lot of phases where people have to be really careful of. If anyone here is really interested in starting a project that don't have too much knowledge, if I may share some help with you guys, is that, be very careful with your calculation. How much are you pricing against your total supply? How much are you pricing per token? How much difference will it jump from one phase to another? So that's before, right? So I'm just sharing before. That's before, during, and after. So before, for example, for OG token, private sale is priced at 0.01 BUSD per token. The maximum that people can buy is 0.04% of the total supply. So if you multiply that by 49 other percent, that will only bring up the supply by 1.96%. So it's a very small difference. And then you price it only with the 10% jump. So you have to be careful of your taxes, right? Look at your taxes and also look at the difference in the price that you want to set. So if they were to sell, will they go below? Right? For us, our sell tax is 15%. 4% of it goes to reflection, 2% buyback and whatnot. Others go to marketing, team and development, a mixture. But what I'm trying to say is the sell tax is higher than the percentage of change between the phases. So in pre-sale, our price is at 0.011 BUSD per token, and that would mean it's 0.044% of the total supply if they buy maximum per wallet. That's not really huge. Like, sure, if they want to sell, I understand that's something that we can't stop for sure. But that's just before, like I mentioned. So launch, again, same thing, only 10% increment from the phase before. So if you do that correctly, you should never go down the price of launch. That's number one. Number two, so how do you incentivize people to hold? Either they really truly believe in your vision. Even though you can have the best marketing in the world, sometimes you might attract the wrong crowd, the wrong target audience to come and invest in your project. So for us, really, we want to be able to incentivize people by something that's relevant to the brand already. We are going to start with an elite membership club. So what is this elite membership club and why does that have anything to do with our project? So we mentioned that, the project is called organic growth. We want to be able to grow with other projects and whatnot. So this means that in the elite membership club, we would be utilizing our connections to all these projects that are new or already doing well or will do well. We'll get insider news, potentially whitelist spots, bonuses, insider news. All these things will be fed to the elite club members. And how do you even join the elite club members? Simply by holding certain amount of token. So this elite club, however, is not something that they can sit in forever if they dump the token. So we will conduct a very serious check on all the wallets that join the elite club. Everyone will be checked to the minimum requirement that they must have. If they don't, we will openly say, we're sorry, but your membership has been revoked. All privileges, any future whitelist spots, nope. You want to get in again? Sure, but next intake. So we'll have very specific intake. We started off in the beginning, the moment we launch, there's a requirement already that we have set in place, but we set it slightly higher than the pre-sale amount of tokens because we want to be able to incentivize people to top up a little bit more to support the launch chart so that would also give them more commitment if they want to join the elite club. But the requirement is really simple. It's just 50,000 tokens they hold. You don't even have to pay. And apart from growing with OG, by doing that, you grow OG, you take care of the floor price, and the best of all, you even get to invest in other projects and make more money. So not many projects actually do that and tell you, oh, come on board with us. We'll go to other people and we will make money together, and with other things, not just our projects. But we want to be able to do that because it's relevant to the brand. And I guess it's something that for sure we're trying to build because imagine right now if I go to a project and say, look, I have 200 elite members, okay? We want to be able to invest in your project. We're not like any other group because every other private group, they can tell you who they are and what they are. I'm not dissing anybody or anything along those lines. I'm just saying why are we special is that I can simply just send a list of wallet addresses and say, look at all of them. They all hold OG tokens for this amount of time. They have been taking care of floor price. They know how the game works, right? So people will be more inclined to be able to give us that opportunity to invest with them and make more money. So I guess how to control that price is for people to realize the value of the token that they're holding right now, what they can do with it ultimately other than waiting for the access for this token. By holding this token, they can wait for access for other tokens as well. So why not? So I guess it depends on if people are interested. I know that I've gotten a lot of DMs on people who are already interested. We start off, again, like I said, the requirement pretty low, but we'll have monthly intake. So if anyone missed the beginning, they will have to join the next month's intake and miss out everything in between.
That was extensive. That was, I mean, if this doesn't answer the question, nothing does, honestly. So you kind of, you just, how should I say? You went like a knife through butter within five my other questions, just by answering that one. So I'll go straight to the next one. Ozark, he says, "Hey Joey, the project looks amazing." So I'll say thanks for that. Probably, I'll speak in your name here. And he's interested in knowing, this is very nice, how will the escrow system work if a customer isn't happy with the received service? So what options, I hired someone, how will that go? I'm not satisfied with the service. What are my options? What am I going to do from here?
Yeah, so service quality is not something that we cover, unfortunately, but they can rate the person. So if they're not happy, they should give a very honest rating. So that will give a warning to other users. From our perspective right now, we don't get into dispute resolution for quality. For marketing, just for example, FYI to everybody, it's very difficult for anyone to judge the efficiency of it because it depends on the project. It depends on the marketing strategy that's deployed. It depends on the budget that's used. It depends on the time. It depends on the market. It depends on the target audience. So there's a lot of things to consider. And it's something that, we can't just go case by case and judge based on the timeline and whatnot. It's just not possible. Even for themselves, it's not possible. So in terms of service quality, I guess the decentralized way or the fairer way for us to treat this is for them to give an honest rating to what happened, because essentially what will happen is if there's people who's constantly not performing and their rating is really low, we want to be able to catch all this and potentially even blacklist these services and say, hasta la vista, sorry, but you are not, apparently you have gone below certain threshold. We have not decided the threshold just yet because we don't know how it looks. We don't know how it looks like. But potentially there will be a lot of blacklisting going on for scams for sure. And for projects that are, for marketers that are not doing well, like a lot of bad comments, a lot of really concerning things that they've highlighted. So I guess the formal dispute resolution where we become the third party doesn't exist, but it becomes like a trip advisor kind of thing where you can warn people what to do.
Interesting. I used to work for about 6 years, maybe even more, as a freelancer. And yeah, I know that there was, I don't know, they're not in the business. They renamed themselves. There was a huge platform that used to do that. And just as a comment, I was pissed, I'll be honest with you, because they didn't actually offer exactly what the question stated, that if I'm not satisfied, or if he's not satisfied, what can we do? They didn't offer that. But as soon as I hit the review, and it was simple, 1 to 5, if you hit a 1, at least 80% of all other jobs were no longer reachable to you because they had a minimum of 2.8 or 3 point something. So I hope this comes into addition. Maybe you'll implement that. Maybe you already thought about.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, Joey. 1 hour has passed, but if you are okay, I'll ask one more question before we wrap this up. And this is basically gonna touch on a lot of other questions, more or less. First of all, I need to know what are the next steps, pre-sale, launch, when are those planned, so that the people can know.
Yeah, sure. So just to answer a little bit about past what you mentioned, yeah, we do have the rating system. We call it OG tracker, so OG rating. So you have 1 OG to 5 OGs, just FYI. I would like to show you guys a platform, but I don't have the link right now. Jawad is not here. Yeah, so for the pre-sale, it's happening on 12th of March. We tentatively want to start the whitelist round on 3 p.m. UTC. We have not set up the link in Unicrypt. We were having some issue. Hence why he's away. He's trying to fix it. We were with Solid Proof, our auditor themselves, and nobody could find the issue, what happened. Finally, we found it, so we're fixing it. So in the background, he's trying to make things happen. So the Unicrypt piece, if many of you don't know, Unicrypt has changed their launchpad rules recently. So there are 3 rounds. There's round 0, round 1, and round 2. So round 0 is for people who are willing to burn UNCL tokens. It's only 20% of the hard cap. I can't change that, so it's fixed. Another 79% goes to whitelisters. So we cannot over allocate whitelists like other platforms or other launch pads where, if this is your allocation based on max, that's it. No, not everyone will buy max. So there will definitely overflow to the next round, which is round 1. According to them, there's a round 1 for people who hold UNCL or UNCX tokens. So you'll go there first. And once that is done, you'll go to round 2, which is public round. But I heard that round 1 doesn't really last. So I guess it will just jump down straight to round 2, which is the public pre-sale. We're trying to raise 165,440 BUSD. Our liquidity pool will be in BUSD. We did that on purpose because we would like the price to be a bit more stable. Especially in an uncertain market like this, for a fixed business, a real business like us, we want to be able to be careful when we start off, because anything that is overly risky out of what our comfort zone is might pull the project down, even if it means a strong potential price action. So the soft cap is 132,000, about 80% of the hard cap. I think it shouldn't be that difficult to reach because the amount is actually not that big for a platform that huge, but also because we've spent a lot already on our own on the project. That's why we're not raising that much. Per wallet, you can only contribute maximum of 480 BUSD. You can find all this information that I say if you can't remember in our Telegram group. All you have to do is just type pre-sale and Rose will guide you. We have beautiful Rose over there. So I hope I haven't left any detail out for pre-sale before I forget again. My mind is going places.
Personally, I've invested in a lot of projects through Unicrypt, old system, new system. Doesn't matter. So I'm super familiar with their new way of doing business. Yeah, thanks for doing that as well, explaining the community how Unicrypt does business. Very different style. I'll just ask one more question just to make sure that we cover this as well. Was there any type of private sale, and how much did you raise, and if it's vested or not in any way?
Yeah, sure. So private sale, we did have private sale, and we did it we must have the private sale because there were a lot of investors who were with me since November. We had a very small private group, about 60 plus of us. And, they have been so supportive along the way until today, even though they couldn't see much about what's happening or what the project was about, because we didn't want to share too much at that moment. But everybody's just like, oh, don't worry, we'll wait for you. We know that great things are coming. We're happy that we're here and whatnot. They reached out to me and everything like that. So the private sale was specifically only meant for them. We didn't open to anybody else but loyal supporters like that. It's not vested because the amount, again, is very small comparing the total supply. It's only 0.04%. So you don't need to vest it. Although they might only receive their private tokens within 24 hours of launch. We're trying to figure out on that on Unicrypt, because if we don't lock it up, it shows that we might potentially dump it, or I don't know, we might have to fix that. So either 1 hour from launch or 24 hours after launch. Yeah, around that figure. So that's we raised about not a huge amount. I just wanted a very small amount of 19,600, so about 20,000. It's just enough, I guess, to help share. We took it out of the pre-sale budget, if anything, because we wanted it to go to the liquidity directly, but that's fine. So yeah, that's the amount. That's vesting, no vesting period and stuff.
That basically covers everything that everything that we as a community had in mind. So before I let you end with the closing statement, I'll just say thanks a lot for being here. This was a great AMA. I love your passion, love your energy. I'm super excited to know that you're combining some of the features that I used to work for, such as an escrow account, such as a freelance platform, review type of business, which you don't see anymore. God, I mean, TripAdvisor, everybody uses it, but still. So you're bringing back a lot of good memories, at least for me, and a lot of features, trying to combine them into one. So my ending statement towards you, Joey, and the OG team. So sorry that your partner couldn't be here, but still wishing you guys, the best of luck with the pre-sale, with the launch, and yeah, I hope to be there and take part of this project as well. I'll let you end with your closing statement, and afterwards we'll wrap it up. And thanks for your time again.
No, thank you very much, Alex, for the really nice summary of the whole thing. And also thank you for being so patient with me when I kept forgetting things. I I tend to have the issue, and you've been so nice. Thanks for answering a lot of these questions for some of these people as well. I'm really glad to be here. Phoenix. I look forward to speak in Phoenix a lot because it's a really warm group. People here are really, really nice. We hope to be able to see you guys in our Telegram, and even if we hope that you will join our pre-sale, or even if not, our launch. But really, if you're not, at least watch out for our platform that's going to be launching in April. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thanks a lot, Joey. Wishing you the best again, and have a great evening / night / morning, depending on the time zone.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joey. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.